Hey everybody, it's Brenda with Stampin' Up. I just wanted to make a quick little video. Well, it may not end up being that quick, but we'll see. I'm going to make a Fun Fold Friday card for you. First, I wanted to let you know that the mini catalog did start yesterday with the celebration. I have a hostess code here for January. I do not have a website right now for Stampin' Up because it's kind of expensive, and since I'm a new demonstrator, I can't justify spending the money on a website. So go to stampinup.com, click on Find a Demonstrator, and enter my name, Brenda Fertitta, and select, and then you'll be ordering from me. And if you put in this hostess code, that will be helpful. If you have an order of $150 or more, do not use the hostess code because you will be the hostess and you will get the hostess rewards for that. So today I'm going to make a fun fold card that I think is very cute. It's using the Silly Goose stamp set, which is brand new in the catalog. And so here is what I come up with. It is a fun fold. I don't know exactly what they're called, but that's how it works. All right. So what we're going to need today is, of course, Silly Goose. And I also used the Paradise Palms, this for underneath where they're standing. And I used Artistically Inked to go around the edge around here. And then I also used the Stylish Shapes dies, and this is the one I'm using today. I wanted to show you how cool these are because they not only cut out your banners or your circles or squares, but they also leave a detailed image, a negative image, so that if you want to put this on your card front, you have the stitched edges and then you can have a little window in the card front. So it's pretty neat. So those are what we're going to be using. We're going to also be using black ink and crumb cake, mango medley. I always want to say medley. It's melody, and I always say medley. I don't know why. And calypso coral. So first what we're going to need is Sweet Sorbet cardstock, cut 5.5 by 6.5 and scored at 4.5 on the 6.5 inch side. Then we need another piece of Sweet Sorbet, 3.5 by 4.5, scored at 3 3/4 on the 4.5 inch side. Then we're going to need a piece of DSP, and I am using the Dandy Designs Designer Series paper, which is free with a $100 purchase with Celebration. I have a piece that is 3 3/4 by 3.5. And then 3 more pieces, and I'm using 2 different types, 2 by 5.25. Then we're going to need a piece of white cardstock, 3.25 by 3.5. A piece of white cardstock, 2 by 5.25, just like the DSP. And then we need 2 little scraps. One needs to be at least 2.5 by 3.5. And this one needs to be at least 1 by 2. So if you can get that, if you need to get a screenshot of those dimensions, you can do that. All right. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is, uh-oh, I already lost my bone folder. Oh, here, it's right in front of my face. Okay, we need to take these off. And we're going to mountain fold these. So if you don't know what that means, when you score, it leaves an indentation. And on the other side, it's a raised side. So the raised scoring is your mountain. The indentation is the valley. So a mountain fold, you're going to fold towards the mountain like this, okay? And you're going to use your bone folder. And you're going to do the same thing on this one. All right, and those are going to be your card base like this. This is going to hook on here like this. And then it's going to open. All right. So we're going to take our, let's see what we want to do first. What's going to happen is you're going to line these up. All right. I got to take all my little slips off. These are going to be lined up like that. This one's going to be here. And then you're going to have this one's going to go in here. And this one's going to go on the inside of this, once this is like that, okay? All right, so we're going to put these aside right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to take your 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. And we're going to take the Paradise Palm and crumb cake. And the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to make a little spot for these geese to stand on like that. All right. That's all we need the crumb cake for. Then we're going to take our little goose stamp. Aren't they cute? They are just so adorable. And we're going to ink that up with black. All right. And we're going to just stamp this right on top of that. All right. See how cute they are? Now, you don't have to worry about their feet, because what we're going to do is we're also going to take this scrap, all right, your 2 1/2 by 3 1/2, and we're going to stamp these geese again. All right, so we need to ink that back up. And we're going to stamp it again. Now what I did is I took my pumpkin pie blends and I put the dark on the little lines of his feet and his beak, and I filled in the rest with the light. I'm not going to bore you with the coloring because it's going to take too long. And then I used my scissors to fussy cut, and if anybody doesn't know what that means to take your scissors and cut it out by hand. So I've already got these cut out. So what we're going to do is we're going to end up putting these over the top so that their feet are colored like that. Okay, that's going to be glued on there later. So now we're going to take Artistically Inked, and we're going to take Calypso Coral, and I forgot to get a scratch piece of paper, that I do need that. Well, let me see if I can find something here that's not too beat up. Now my Calypso Coral is kind of wearing out, so it's not very inked right now. Sorry about that. I needed a different piece of paper, so I've got to put this under here. So I'm going to take Calypso Coral. Now, if yours is really inked up, juicy, you're going to want to stamp off because it's going to be too dark. But right where this is going here, we're going to ink it right around the edge like that. All right. All right. And then I'm going to take my flatter edge and I'm going to go around the top like that and the bottom. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is kind of just a wishy-washy kind of look. And I do need my cleaner here so that I can clean off my stamp. All right. Then I'm going to take my next color, which is Mango Melody. Now this is definitely juicy because it's a very new pad for me. So I definitely am going to stamp off first, and then I'm going to stamp on, and I'm going to do the same thing all the way around. Just like I did. Now you can kind of offset it so that it's not exactly the same. You don't really want it to be the same, and I did it too much the same right there, so I may have to redo that a little bit. And you just ink up around the edge to make it look kind of pretty. All right, well, that's not too bad. I think I'm gonna just do a little bit more right here to fill that in a little bit. That's okay. All right, so we've got that done. Now I am going to take our little white scraps and I'm going to stamp our sentiment, which I didn't put the sticker on. This is, where did I put my card? You've got a friend in me. Now I'm going to show you how to make this little bitty banner with this. This is way bigger. So anyway, what you're going to do is go ahead and stamp You've Got a Friend in Me, and you're going to line this up right where you want it. All right. Now I can't see very well. I'm standing up, so you're going to line it up like this and run it in. All right. You're going to run it through your machine, and it's going to come out like this, right? Then you're going to take this and you're going to line it up to where you want it. And you're going to feel this catch. It's not moving. Once it gets in these little grooves, it's not going to move. You're going to feel it catch. And just put a little washi tape or something on there to hold it and run it through again. And then you come up with this little bitty banner, which is just perfect for what we need. All right, so that's how you do that. All right, so the other thing we're going to do right now, we're going to start layering these pieces. So what you're going to do with this small sweet sorbet is on this edge, you're going to put tear and tape or glue. I'm using tear and tape, and I already did that. All right, I just have one more piece to tear off of there. And I'm going to line these. Now, the first time I inked around the edges of the first one, but I'm not going to do that this time because it's just going to take too much time. So what we want to do is we want to line these up so that there's a little edge all the way around. Okay. And this one is going to be, uh-oh, I already lost a piece. I always lose something. There's always something. Here it is. All right. You just want to make sure that the edge looks the same all the way around. That's what we're going to do, okay? But before we can put this on, we have to put this on, all right? So this is going to go on like this. Take this one. This is going to go on right here like this, okay? Now, what's the easiest thing to do if you've got a grid like I have? Just line this up so that it's centered. All right, see how that's centered between the grids? And this, you're going to want to grid. Now, if you take this tear and tape and it's off too far, it's off the edge, it's not a big deal. I just kind of fold it over like that. It's no big deal. So you're going to take this sticky side up and you're going to line this up so that it is centered. All right. See that? There's 4 grids, 4 grid on each side. And you just line that right up against the card and you just fold that over. And there's our flap. Okay. So now we're going to take glue, and I like to use the Scotch tacky glue. I have tried the Tombow that Stampin' Up! Sells, and I don't really like it because I'm a messy crafter and I end up with glue on my fingers that I can't get off. So I don't like it because I always end up with gluey fingers and then they're sticky. This dries so fast that it's not sticky on my fingers. So just line that up like that. Oh, there we go. That's one thing about glue. You got to be careful. Hold it down before you go run it around your fingers. Okay. And then we're going to line this one right up like that. All right. So we need more glue. Like that. Try not to get too much glue. And with the Scotch, if you don't have very much glue, it dries very fast. So you have to be really quick with lining everything up. And if you get it crooked, you're in trouble. But I do like it anyway. And then we're going to put the yellow piece here. All right. All right. Like so. All right. And then we're going to put this other yellow piece over here. It's not a big deal. All right. It's fairly quick, easy card. It looks complicated, but it really isn't. And then you just put that there like that. Okay, so we're done with the inside, except for I forgot to stamp our sentiment. So we have the little, I don't have my little, I'm here for you. I don't have my sticker on it, so I couldn't read it. So we're just going to do this and hope that I don't screw this up. And we're going to just stamp that right in there like that. So now we're done with the inside. Unless you wanted to do something else, you could always add other little geese or anything you wanted to do. So the front, okay, so now we're going to put that aside for a second. And we've got to put these geese on here like this, right? So we're going to put the, all right, I'm going to put a little glue. Now this is a little more difficult. You got to be careful not to get too much glue. Just a tiny little bit to hold him on. And then we're going to line their feet up. Now I may get my head in there. I don't want to get my head in here, but I have to be able to see. I'm nearsighted and I don't see very well. I have bifocals, but I still have to get real close. And you just line him up right over the top. All right, just like that. See how cute he is? I just love these geese. They're so cute. Okay, so now we're going to take that and we're going to just glue that right on there. And we're almost done. Let's put that right on there like that. All right. And then we just have our other flap here to put that on. And I hope everything is coming out on the screen, that I am not off screen. I put on some tape so that I could keep myself in check, and I'm hoping that that worked. All right, so that's like that. All right. And then all we have to do is put our little sentiment on right here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back my scratch paper because I don't want to make sure, I'm going to offset this just a little. I want to make sure there's no glue on the back that's going to stick to our card. We don't want that. So I'm going to turn it over like that. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on here. And I don't really have it on the edge anyway, but you just never know. With my luck, I'll glue it on there and just set that so it's just off just a little bit like that. And then you can check the back and make sure there isn't any adhesive there. And there it is. That's our card. That's it. Isn't that adorable? And that's it for today. So I've got my card, and like I said, we have the hostess code for January. Just go to stampinup.com, click on Find a Demonstrator, enter my name, and enter the hostess code on the checkout. Also, if you like my videos, I'm a new demonstrator, so I don't really have many followers yet. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe, and I would really appreciate that. Have a great day, and we will hopefully maybe see you next week. Bye-bye.